Does anybody remember the Pixar film known as Cars? It's a film about a race car named Lightning McQueen who is trying to win the Piston Cup. Of course, if you don't know what the Piston Cup is, that means absolutely nothing to you. Guess you'll just have to go watch the movie. However, when he tries to go to California, the great state, he ends up being lost and is in an old town called Radiator Springs. And then he has to fix the road. I enjoyed that movie like a couple years ago. Not really the best at keeping track of time. I still enjoy it to this very day. However, there was a deleted scene that almost ruined my childhood. It was scarier than the final film, and it doesn't leave me alone. It all started when it was just a nice afternoon. I was watching Ron's Gone Wrong in theaters with my family. I was having popcorn and a cup of soda. Would have brought in some Taco Bell, but that's against the theater rules. I was feeling bored because I didn't like this movie much. I like Pixar films more. However, when the movie finished, we left the theater. When we arrived home, I decided to go take a walk in the neighborhood. However, after I finished walking, I was distracted when I saw a man at a yard sale. The man caught my attention. He had a smile on his face that I couldn't shake out of my memory. He waved at me, and he then said the following. "Hey there, would you like to get something here at this yard sale?" I nodded my head, yes. I walked up to the yard sale to see what he had. I looked around, and something caught my attention. Oh, that item that caught my attention was a cardboard box. I asked the man how much it was, and he responded with, "Oh, it's free. Anyone can have it." Ooh, I was excited. I grabbed the cardboard box. I was so excited I almost shit my pants. And then said, "Thank you for coming to this yard sale. Come back anytime." I waved goodbye to the man, and the man waved goodbye back. Seemingly mundane interactions. When I got home, I went up to my room to open that cardboard box. And when I opened it, it was a Cars DVD about a deleted scene. I took a good look at the case. The cover consisted of Lightning McQueen screaming when he almost was about to hit a giant cone as seen in the film. The DVD's release date was November 29th, 2005. I was feeling worried about watching it because I remembered Rohan's encounters with some deleted Pixar scenes as well. If you don't know who Rohan is, he also has some stories about run-ins with DVDs that are not quite appropriate. But I decided to put on a brave face to watch this deleted scene of Cars. I put the DVD in my Xbox 360 and I was ready to watch this deleted scene of Cars. I started the DVD. It started with the blue Disney FBI warning screen from 2000 to 2006, and then it played the Walt Disney Home Entertainment logo from 2005, and then it only played one preview. The preview was The Little Einsteins Are Huge Adventure DVD trailer. Yeah, that's impressive because they're little and the adventure's huge. Shit. When the trailer finally ended, it went to black and it finally went to the menu. Oh, the menu looked pretty good to me. It consisted of all the Cars characters on a red background. The music that was playing in the background is the one where McQueen was lost. The only animation listed was Lightning's Terror Crash, November 29, 2005. That is curious. I pressed the animation so I could watch this deleted scene of Cars. However, when I did, there was a warning as usual, and the warning said, "Warning. This lost footage of Cars has disturbing themes, sudden images, and jump scares that may frighten young children. Please watch at your own risk." Now, I mentioned my buddy Rohan before, and I've seen his encounters with deleted drafts of Pixar films, but now it's my first time going to be seeing a deleted draft of a Pixar movie. Anyway, the scene started. I started with McQueen still being chased by the sheriff like in the final film, and then it went to McQueen's point of view. As he revealed where he was at, he realized he was not at the interstate, but he was at no other than Radiator Springs itself. "What? That's not the interstate," McQueen said like in the final film. Just then the sheriff backfired, causing McQueen to go side to side. Then went back to McQueen's point of view as he started bumping into a straight pile of cones. After he bumped into a straight pile of cones, it went back to his point of view. He was heading for a big cone, as also seen in the film, And then he screamed as it stopped showing his point of view. He made a right turn. The rest of the scene continues as normal, but there were some things different. After he got caught in the fence wires and going back to his point of view, instead of going past the drive-through sign, he instead bumped into the drive-through sign, causing him to scream shortly. Oh shit, his insurance was going to go up. Just then he crashed into a house fence, then he crashed into the actual house, and after 2 seconds he finally came out on the other end of the house, then drifted around the dirt like crazy, and screaming like crazy, which made me think that he might have gone crazy. Then he went back on the road. But he started bumping into more signs of Radiator Springs. Then he finally went back on the dirt and was headed for Flo's V8 Cafe. Then cut to Fillmore, Sarge, and Ramon. I'm not the only one seeing this, right? Fillmore said, like in the film. And just then, McQueen came, started crashing a pile of cans. Incoming! Sarge shouted. Whoa, man, Fillmore said. He went to McQueen's point of view again as he went past Ramon, Sarge, and Fillmore. The fence wires and scratched Ramon's paint as seen in the film, and Ramon said the same line from the film itself as well. Hey, you scratched my paint! And then it showed Guido hiding behind some of the tires. Just then it showed McQueen just about to bump into the tires. Whoa, 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 McQueen said as it went to a short time of his point of view. When he got close to the tires, it stopped showing his point of view, and he started bumping into the tires as seen in the film. My tires! Luigi shouted in horror, and then showed McQueen with the tire stuck in his mouth as he spit it out. It went to red. He saw McQueen coming, and he gasped, and went back in the garage, and then went back to McQueen. He was heading for none other than the Stanley statue. McQueen screamed and turned, knocking the plants down. Red gasped again. The fence wires got stuck on the Stanley statue as McQueen tried to go backwards, but he couldn't due to the fact that the fence wires were stuck on the Stanley statue. As McQueen tried going backwards, the statue started to come off. As the statue finally popped off, McQueen went backward a little bit and breathed in fear. He went back to McQueen's point of view again. Oh, it stayed on this time for 5 seconds. After 5 seconds... My God, this was even scarier than the final film. The statue came back down in front of McQueen, but something was looking a little different. There was a frightening scare chord when it dropped down. It would sound like a piano banging. Boom. And the statue had red eyes, made shadowy, scary voices. And that scared the crap out of me. McQueen screamed. Whoever screamed didn't sound that fake at all. It sounded much like if his actor, Owen Wilson, was scared for his life. McQueen even started shedding tears while he was screaming. I gotta get out of here! McQueen shouted in fear. McQueen turned around and started driving. Some scary, ominous music started playing instead of the normal soundtrack. He started pulling the Stanley statue. The Stanley statue started to break the road as seen in the final film, but something a little bit different again. When the Stanley statue went left and right, the Stanley statue started breaking multiple buildings of Radiator Springs. McQueen also started breaking into buildings by drifting and spinning right out of control. Whoa, 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 whoa! Somebody help me! McQueen said in horror, trying to stop. However, he couldn't stop, because whenever he tried to stop, it just made him go more fast and more out of control. McQueen then started breaking a new path of the road. They started breaking up a path of the dirt. McQueen screamed in fear like crazy, just breaking the road in dirt like crazy. He continued screaming until he finally got back on the road, but still out of control. The rest of the scene was normal as in the final film, but there were some things much more different. After breaking another piece of the road, the statue split a ramp in half, and both pieces of the ramp fell off, as seen in the final film. But this part got me scared. The statue got stuck on telephone poles. McQueen tried to move, but he couldn't, due to the fact that the statue was stuck on the telephone poles. The scary, ominous music got even scarier when that happened. The telephone poles then started to bend. As McQueen tried his hard work to go, the telephone poles pulled him back, and the statue launched like from a slingshot. Fly away, Stanley. Be free, Fillmore said like in the film. As the statue was heading back toward the courthouse, Red gasped and went back into the garage. When the statue landed back to where it was, the red eyes were gone, and the scary ominous music was finally over. As it was back on the fountain and the water resumed shooting out again. Just then it showed the sheriff. Look at the entire mess McQueen made. He was breathing angrily. At that moment he started getting angry and yelled as if the actor was losing it. "The boys are so straight." He then went to look for McQueen. Just then he found McQueen hanging on the telephone poles and slowly drove up to him. Just then, when he got close to McQueen, he said his same line from the final film. "Boy, you're in a heap of trouble." Just then, it showed a scene from the film itself, with McQueen blacking out, and then he fainted. After that, it faded to black, the deleted scene ended, and it went back to the menu. Perhaps mercifully. I was so scared already, I started shaking. What the heck did I just see? I said to myself in horror. I was about to eject the disc out of my Xbox 360, but I decided to show the footage for my buddy Rohan to see. So I replayed the scene and recorded with my iPad. After I did that, I went to Instagram and uploaded the video to him. And I titled the video for Rohan only, because I didn't want other people to have their childhoods ruined. Then I took the disc out of my Xbox 360, put it back in its case, and placed it in the closet. And after I did all that, I just sat in my bed shaking. I couldn't believe I'd seen the scariest version of the scene when McQueen accidentally wrecked Radiator Springs in the first Cars film. This scene almost ruined my childhood. And after 1 minute, I finally got a reply back from Instagram. It was Rohan himself, and here's what he said. "My God, how horrible. I'm sorry you had a traumatizing experience like mine. I was scarred when I saw the deleted scenes of Woody's Nightmare and the opening of Monsters, Inc. After I finished reading that reply, I replied with, "I know. Let's hope there's not going to be another deleted scene of Cars." After that, he replied back with 2 hearts, which was meaning that he was telling me best friends forever. Cars is still one of Pixar's best movies yet. Never was scared at the scene when he accidentally wrecked Radiator Springs, but this deleted scene... that just hit me the most. I knew this was made by that stupid former employee, Adam Kennington, since he also was a Pixar employee. A former one. If you ever find an animation that's from Adam Kennington, don't watch it. It may ruin your childhood.